gotta get this done. The baby's down. We gotta hurry. Hi everyone. So today I am doing a video of must-have baby items, but everything is going to be under $50. As I have said in every one of my videos, when I was expecting, I watched everything that was baby content related, and I watched a lot of like must-have newborn items and all that, and we all know like the main, like the bigger type items that cost a ton that you need. So obviously like a bassinet is not going to be under $50. I don't know, I haven't looked, but like a crib, you know, things like that, a stroller, you're not going to find that under $50. There's no way. I just heard my baby. Anyway, I wanted to do one of these videos, but I was like, how can I make it maybe a little bit different? And so I came up with the idea of just doing under $50 things. Hello. Under $50 items that I feel like are necessities that need to be staples within your household when you have a baby. Most of them came from personal experience. I have like one or two that I asked some friends and they added on there that maybe I didn't have personally. She's talking, and I put her in her crib 40 minutes ago. Like, you still have another 40 minutes of your nap time. Why are you up there talking? So I'm just sitting in my living room for a change of scenery, and it's messy behind me. I didn't want to take time to clean it. A lot of these items, staple items, I want to go through them really quickly, make this a very straightforward video that hopefully you can like take some little tidbits from. So let's get started. I semi-grouped these into categories. So the first category would be like sitting and lounging. So I had the Fisher-Price Sit Me Up chair. Another thing that's really comparable to this would be the Bumbo seat. I'm pretty sure, and I don't know how much that goes for. Anyway, the Fisher-Price Sit Me Up chair I loved because I just feel like it had a little more support than from what the Bumbo looks like, and it's only retails for $39.99. Now there are other models of it that can go higher, but it's based on like how many toys are in front of it and like if there's a tray on it. I mean, they get a little crazy, but the basic Sit Me Up chair had like 1 to 2 toys just attached to it, like a crinkle little butterfly, and she was in it every single day until she could sit up on her own. She wanted to be up, and this really helped with that. I would place her in the Sit Me Up chair and then read to her, and she liked it. I can't imagine not having it. The other thing that I would say you have to have is some sort of lounger pillow. I use the Boppy pillow, the Boppy lounger. It goes for $32.99. Obviously, when they're really young, they're just laying everywhere, so I would place her in that all the time. I mean, she'd be in that, or she'd be on her like activity mat. You just need at least 1 or 2 options. The Boppy lounger pillow was very, very helpful, and it's, I mean, you can just obviously carry it into whatever room you're in. It's just a pillow, but it's very comfortable and kind of contours to their body. So that was really nice to have. Going back to what I just said, I had an activity gym where they lay on the ground and there's like toys above them and they can, you know, bat them. They can like play with them, and that's where they can practice tummy time and learn to roll over and all that stuff. You have to have that because I feel like that is very fun for them and interactive. Obviously, people have been having babies for a million years and they didn't have that a long time ago. When I say you have to have in this video, obviously like I'm coming from a first world problem type of life, you know, like I feel like that was very helpful to me rather than just like laying a blanket out and putting her on it. Of course I did that too to practice tummy time, but I feel like the activity mat made it a little bit fun for her and a little bit more of playtime when she was, you know, like 6 weeks old. Anyway, so the activity mat, there are those, some of those go crazy high. I mean, that's ridiculous, crazy high. But on Amazon, I looked up, there's a ton that are under 50. A lot of them are in like the 40, 49 range. So right under that mark, but there are a lot of those. If you are going to take a go at breastfeeding, I would highly, highly recommend loading up on nursing pads. I used disposable ones because it's easy, but they do have like reusable ones that you can wash. I used disposable ones. The ones I used were Lansinoh, I think that's how you say it. Anyway, but you could get like a big pack of them that has like 100 for like $16. You go through those so much, especially in the early days when you're so engorged that like your boobs are just like constantly spraying. You're not even doing anything, you're just cleaning the house and you're just spraying milk. I would have saturated pads that like, I was like, this weighs 10 pounds. I don't know if that's TMI, but I don't, TMI is not a thing for me. I love too much information. One of my baby showers, I got these steam bags for your pump supplies that sanitize your pump supplies. So I would use them all the time. You just throw all your supplies in there, put like 2 ounces of water, I can't remember, and then just throw it in the microwave and it sanitizes it. You can use the bags, I want to say like up to 10 times, and it comes with 5 bags. So I mean, like, a lot, okay? So these, the Medela steam bags is the brand I had, and those are just $6, $5.99. Like, you feel like you're getting things clean for your baby at a time when you feel very gross. Okay, so when I wrote this next item down, I thought to myself, do they need that? And I came to the answer, yes, because I tried, when I didn't have it in the room with me and I didn't want to get up, I tried just using regular pillows and like stuffing them under, and it never worked. It was always uncomfortable. They just weren't made right to do that. Anyway, you need a nursing pillow. I had the Boppy nursing pillow, and that one goes for $39.99. 40 bucks. You need one of those because you can try and makeshift pillows. You can try and just hold them, rest your arm. It's so uncomfortable, and you're going to be doing so much of this. Literally, your life is going to be breastfeeding for however long you decide to. You're going to want to be comfortable. Get yourself a nursing pillow, whether that's the Boppy or something else. I just know that one is $40. I feel like another necessity really is a soft baby carrier, and when I mean soft, I just mean like the cloth wrap ones. In the beginning, they love being curled up on you, and you can get so much more done if you just wrap them to you. Whenever I would go places, I would get her out of the car, I would wear her, and then I would be able to go run errands. I grocery shopped with her on me a lot, and she would fall asleep. It just allowed me to do things that I probably wouldn't have been able to do if I hadn't had something to wear her. The Moby Wrap is $49.99, and then there's one, the Boba Wrap is $39.99. You can find a lot of these soft wraps that are less than $50. Okay, this next thing, I need you guys to listen to me carefully. You need a sound machine. So, ever since my daughter was born, she's had a sound machine at nighttime and nap time. I mean, in the very early days, they're constantly sleeping. What's nap time? They're always sleeping or eating. So, but like the older they get, the more routine you get. Even if it's not to associate with sleep, it helps there to be a buffer of sound between you and the sleeping child. So if your husband knocks over a chapstick like mine did every single night on the nightstand, you didn't have to kill him because the baby didn't wake up, because there's a sound buffer. Also, I just like the idea that from day one, every single time that it's time to sleep, she has a sound machine, and now she knows exactly when I turn that on. It's nap time, it's sound machine. Apparently not right now though, because she's talking in her crib. But most of the time, it's a sleep association that she knows the sound machine, pacifier, bedtime. The one I have is the Homedics, is I think how you say the brand. It's $19.99. There are a lot of sound machines that do a lot of bells and whistles that you do not need. You don't need anything that reflects light onto the ceiling because it's time to sleep. You don't want them to be engaged in something. So get yourself a basic sound machine, white noise. You don't need the rainforest. You don't need some crickets. You don't need that. It's white noise. It's what it sounded like inside you. They like it. Night night. Oh, this child. She always goes down and sleeps for a full hour and a half for her first nap of the day. I don't know why she's doing this. I'm gonna go give her a pacifier and see if that changes anything. She's doing this thing recently that I cannot handle, but she'll like toss her pacifier at the crib and then be mad because she has no pacifier to sleep with. She sleeps. Anyway, so I just went up and gave it to her and she laid down, so let's cross our fingers for me. Another thing is you have to have swaddles. One thing that I will do differently next time, I used blanket swaddles in the very beginning. They never stayed together. Her arm always got out, but at that point I was up with her every 2 hours anyway, every 2 to 3 hours. So it wasn't that big a deal, but now looking back, I don't know how I wasn't a little more freaked out because they get loose and then it's like an open blanket, and you don't want that with newborns. Swaddle with a Velcro. So a lot of the, everyone will say like the Swaddle Me brands have a Velcro and they stick and the baby can knock it out. Those Swaddle Me brand, they have a 3-pack that goes for $34.99. You're gonna be using them, you'll get your money's worth. So high chairs can be very expensive, but you can find high chairs that are not expensive. The one that we got, and we actually have another one now, but the first one we got was Fisher Price, and it straps onto a chair. I found the exact one on Amazon for $39.99. It has a little tray in front of it. For the longest time, I would just feed her in the floor with her sitting in that. You don't need an expensive high chair. It's for them to sit and eat. That's it. So, some miscellaneous items that I put on here for necessities. I will start with the WubbaNub. The WubbaNub is a little pacifier that has a little stuffed animal attached to it. We did not even get this. We didn't register for it. We didn't buy it. Once Naomi was born and there were, weeks had gone by. She was probably like 2 months old. One of Nate's coworkers gave it to him for the baby, and our lives were better ever since. So my kid screamed in the car seat for the first 4 months of her life. She hated the car seat, she hated being in the car, and the WubbaNub changed our life. I mean, Nate and I would get to the point where we would just ride, both of us we didn't talk to each other in the car for 2 months, because what was the point? We couldn't hear each other anyway. But the WubbaNub, the little animal attached to it, it sits on their chest, stays in their mouth a lot more because there's a little bit of weight on their chest. It kind of props it there. If it falls out a little bit, very easy to find it with their little hands. They can find the stuffed animal and put it back in their mouth. I feel like it also gives them something to do with their hands. All I can say is just get it. It's $15 for a pacifier, and at first that seems ridiculous, but just get it. Don't argue. The other thing in the miscellaneous category is a nose Frida. I personally fought this for so long. I did not want to do that. I saw other people do it. I was like, no, not for me. But once my kid had very bad congestion, the first time she got really, really bad congested and couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, was literally choking on secretions, and that sounds disgusting. But when that happens, you're so desperate. I do believe you yourself would suck the snot out of your kid's nose. You're desperate. I was using the bulb syringe, which does nothing. The nose Frida works wonders, and after you use it, you feel like you just gave your child the gift of breathing. The nose Frida is $15. It's a must-have. So the other thing is a bathtub. I will be the first one to say that I registered for I think the brand was 4Moms. This bathtub that I registered for was the Cadillac of baby bathtubs. It had a temperature gauge so you could see how hot the water was. It was ridiculously expensive. And I put it on there because I was like, whatever. If someone gets it, I'll just feel fancy, washing my baby. And if someone doesn't get it, I'll get something else. I'm not going to buy it myself. No one got the tub. I have not lost any sleep over that. We got a tub at Target. I think the brand was the First Year's Shore Comfort. $17, you guys. The thing that's nice about it is it has a little hammock. It's a little sling for newborn, and you put them in the little hammock sling and they just get to lay there, and Naomi would fall asleep in the beginning when we were giving her a bath because she was so comfortable. So once they get big enough, you take the sling out, and then they can kind of they're big enough to lay in the actual tub, and then there's another side that's for when they can start sitting up. It did the job, you guys. We got a clean baby. As it turns out, you don't need a temperature gauge. First time parent. We have sensors in our hands that can tell us, ooh, that's too hot. Oh, the last thing is MYLICON. This is a medicine that breaks down gas bubbles in baby stomachs. So if they're really gassy, if they're cramping, I would give MYLICON, and she would take it so well. I had gripe water that I had gotten from my baby showers. If I even could get it in her mouth, she literally would be spit it straight out. And I tasted it, and it's disgusting. It's nasty. She refused the gripe water. The MYLICON, it's sweet, and it's a little more gel consistency, so it's not straight liquid. It won't come right out of their mouth. I swear by the MYLICON, that worked 10 times better, and it's $10. So, maybe have on hand the gripe water and MYLICON. Every baby's different, but I lean towards the MYLICON because the gripe water tastes like trash. That's pretty much it. It was a pretty short list, and obviously there's things that you need that are not on there, but I just brainstormed really quick, came up with things that are under $50 that I think are personal staples that really helped me and will possibly help you. So I hope you guys had a fun time watching this video. If you have any suggestions for future videos, then just leave a little comment down below and let me know, and maybe I can do that. Sorry for the mess. I didn't take time to clean up because I don't care. Plus, like, my house looks like this, so I can look like this. I have to put makeup on, you guys. You can't have both. You can't have it both ways, Nate. Anyway, so yeah, I hope you guys had a fun time watching the video. I'll see you guys later. Make sure to subscribe. Bye. Make sure this ponytail looks fluffed. It's like I spend 70% of my life fluffing ponytails.